Here we go. Last 16 action. This is the lag nearest the top rail. Will break first. It's going to be Johann Chua to start this match off.
Chua got the lag in the bag. Very good. And with him, if motivation is the best attribute to have, well, he's right at the top of the league. In terms of the World Nineball rankings, Chua is 10th, Ignacio 40th.
No shot on the blue too. Decent break though. It's always nice to start the match and you know you make that one ball in the side pocket. That's the intention. Well, this table's been covered up for all week, so this is you know, these players have played thousands of racks of 9-ball, hours and hours. But there's nothing like starting a match off and just nicking that first rack as it misses the pink 4 in the corner.
Because of perceptible upper body movement.
You know, the one thing I think of when I think of Johann Chua is talent, Phil. No doubt about it. What worried me is his performance in that final against Mickey Krause. He played so good right up until the final and then just completely fell away in the final, missing ball after ball, just couldn't get going. Poor safeties.
Yes, as is the case here, these major World Nineball Tour ranking events have the semi-finals and final played on the same day. That was the situation in Fulda. And Chua, in his semi-final against Shane Van Boning, was outstanding. He won 11-5 going away, and then, as you say, Cole, against Krause in the title match, he was nowhere near as effective. Just about wobbled in.
Yeah, definitely feeling it at the start of this match.
Johann Chua is a popular figure wherever he plays around the world.
Or he could run the cue ball down. Yeah, so he's running the cue ball down. This may have gone wrong. Oh, this is a shocker, Phil. This is a shocker.
He intermingles brilliance with blunders.
That was not a difficult safety. It really wasn't. It was obvious, the safety shot. So to play it that bad and leave a pot. There's a little bit of nerves out there for this last 16 match. I wonder how well they know each other, these two. The reason why I say that, Phil, it's like, you know, Ko Ping Chung and Ko Ping Yi, whenever them two play each other, the two brothers, well, it's an absolute nightmare. They can't play against each other, so you know, these may be close friends. We don't know.
Well, I'm sure they know each other well. They're pretty much contemporaries. But the way Chua started, missing a handful of balls now, not a good sign.
Yeah, this one table setup, you know, in this very much feels like the main table. Obviously you've got the camera crew and they know it's on live TV around the world, and it's not been the best of starts. Maybe it's getting to both players a little bit. That could be concerning for Team Asia, because I'll tell you what, playing on the one table setup in the team event Reyes Cup, that is going to be pretty scary, Phil.
It is. Ignacio isn't in the team, but Johann Chua most certainly is, and there he was the architect of his own downfall. It's 1-1.
Yeah, and I suppose that's what makes him exciting to watch. You don't really know what you're going to get. Both players have got off to a good start breaking the balls, though. I think they've made the one every break, Phil, so far. And he's got a good look at the blue two here. This is a nice split. Watch where the blue two ends up. Yeah, it stays on this side of the table. He's got an angle, so he can float over to the left. Probably play the red three down the long rail into that bottom corner pocket where the 8 ball is. This is too hard. He's just got down and whacked it. I can't believe that.
My theory on Jeffrey Ignacio is that he plays these strange shots because I think he's really nervous and he can't contain himself, and he just has to play a shot sometimes a little too soon.
Showing the class there, though. He just rolls it in. It's over the pocket. That was not easy. That was super thin.
Opponents might be really concerned, and then out of the blue he makes a mistake such as that.
Yeah, that was just purely rushed, Phil. That is not nerves. Think about your shot. Make sure you get into the cue ball. It's like he's too good for himself. He just backs himself just to clear up in no time at all.
I 75% agree with you. That wasn't nerves that caused the bad shot, but I think it might be nerves that causes him to rush.
Yeah, you just want to say, Jeffrey, just chill out. You know, just look at the shot. Even if he looks at it for another 5 seconds, it would improve his game leaps and bounds. I mean, it was such an easy shot to get on the brown 7, and well, we're going to see a bit of a shot here. I think Chua might chase the 8 ball with the cue ball. It's what we call a carom. Decided to play the bank, and what a bank it was. That was beautifully controlled.
It's not really appropriate to pick fault with this. The only thing you can say, he's left that cue ball close to the side rail with not a lot of angle on the 8 ball. But I'm still astounded he missed it. I am still astounded he missed it. Maybe Chua took a gamble there, trying to cheat the pocket a little. And the gamble backfired because Jeffrey Ignacio, in what's been an error-strewn match so far, leads 2-1.
Possibly pot the 9 ball. Wasn't great, was it? It was all a little bit clumsy. Have you seen a golden break this week, Phil?
Not personally.
Yeah, I was speaking to Michael in comms yesterday. I've not seen one.
And of course there was all that concern, wasn't it, a few years ago at the World Masters when we saw 15 in a 16-player event. 15 of the golden breaks that get the crowd going. Well, that might get Johann Chua going. Another major error.
Yeah, and it was with the bridge. This is a very edgy start for both of these players.
Watching an entire run out from the top shot. No top shots needed in that clearance. It was pretty straightforward at this level. The 8 requires all of his attention.
Never looked in, did it? Halfway up, he never looked in. Many years ago, that might have fell in the pocket, believe it or not.
Yeah, which would have been ludicrous, let's face it.
He can cut this in, you know. He can definitely cut this ball in. Got to hit it super fine. Well, he's missed it on the way through, though. Needs a bit of luck. He's not going to get it. Not an easy shot, that, from Ignacio. They can make you look a bit foolish, them ones. This could make you look foolish. I think you've got to pop this ball playing ball and run forward with the cue ball. You don't want to start digging down on these. That makes the pop more difficult. Yeah, see how he's playing with a flat cue? He knows it's just about potting the ball. Cue ball may even bump into the 9. Oh, nice. I like it. Good shot.
Kept it simple, that was the mantra there. But the way this match has gone, the 9 isn't a gimme. Needs to keep still. He was still. And now Johann Chua is back in front at 3-2. Needs this rack to be halfway home. We were talking about a golden break, and there one goes in. Carl, you mentioned it, and they delivered.
Here it is, and it's the one that we usually see. It's the cue ball off the side rail, straight into the 9. Down she goes, quick rack.
And by the way, earlier when I said I hadn't seen one, I was thinking about it, you know. I have seen one before, so that's the second personally I've seen this week. They've not been coming thick and fast, but I think it always energises the crowd. And Lynn having to re-rack the balls straight after doing it for rack 7. Here's the 8th. Well, the 9 was in motion again. Didn't reach the middle pocket. It was going too high anyway. The most important thing about this break, Carl, is that Chua can't get through to the potting angle on the 2.
Yeah, you can see a little edge there. You can see there from that angle what he's faced with.
Interesting developments on the other tables. James Arenas 5-2 on Claudio Cacci. Jason Shaw was 3-1 up on Edward Keonjian. It's now 3-3. And Kopin has pulled a rack back against David Al-Qaedi. Al-Qaedi's lead 4-2. Now that was much more like it from Ignacio.
Yeah, very tidy safety shot that was. Taking options out as well. So he's got to go this way. 2 rails. That will be a foul. And this could be end of rack, because look at where the 2 and the 9 ball is, Phil. This will tempt him.
Yes, remember, after a foul, it is ball in hand. So the 7th rack was rapid. The 8th, the same. There it's a 2-9 combo, and the score reaches 5-3. He'll be loving the scoreboard at the moment, 6-3 up. He'll also be loving the fact his opponent's struggling, but he'll be hating the fact he scratched on the break.
Yeah, that's one of them unfortunate ones. It just kicks off the bottom of the 9, scratches in the corner, nothing you can do about it. Always feel like it evens itself out. He's had a golden break, hasn't he? So he's not going to be sat in his chair complaining. Things are going okay. He chose to play for the red 3 in the side pocket, Ignacio. Doesn't seem too bad. He's just sizing up where he wants the cue ball, because he's got a bit of a shot to play when he gets on the pink 4. He might be able to hold the gap to play a long purple 5. He's concerned about something. Wow, look at this. Look at this for a shot. What is that?
I'll give you one word: appalling. That's what it is. Appalling.
He just followed the cue ball straight into the bucket.
After a scratch such as that. Well, again, a mistake you can't quite believe.
Well, he's kind of smiling, I suppose, at times. That's all you can do.
I thought we might see a few pressure-induced mistakes in this match, but I never in my wildest imagination thought we'd see so many. And as if to prove my point,
I think somebody needs to tell these two Nineballs about potting balls, Phil. The occasion seems to be a little bit too much for Ignacio. This needs to get past the 9. It's got to.
yeah, Chua's not been flawless by any means. He's missed some sitters as well, but he has been the better player. It's one of those matches you can't take your eye off it, because anything could be potted, but conversely anything could be missed, including this. Johann Chua extends his lead to 7-3. He was guilty of a major mistake in that rack, but Jeffrey Ignacio was guilty of 2.
Harry Vergara won a qualifier right before this event, and now he plays SVB in the final 16.
Yeah, it's a legitimate highlight, that. My personal one would be the match I commentated on yesterday between Mickey Kraus and Shane Van Boning. Van Boning 9-6 down, coming back to win 10-9. Kraus played some lovely pool in that match, but ultimately denied when he undercut what was a very tricky 5-ball.
Well, Chua's looking good here, isn't he? This is a very, very kind split. You know, we're talking about matches. Me and Michael did the Carlo Biardo AJ Manis match yesterday. It was a battle of Biardo, the elder Filipino, against the young 17-year-old prodigy, the talent, which is AJ Manas. And AJ Manas last year won the Junior Open event here in Hanoi. He come back this year to play in the main event. Biado beat him 10 racks to 9, and it was a brilliant match. It had everything, and Manas, what a young talent he is, just fearless, just runs around the table and attacks it like he's not got a care in the world.
All of that was true until the business end, when he started to show a little frailty.
Well, there's been frailty in this match. Chua started a little frail, but he's ended this match lovely. He's 3 balls away from getting himself on the hill. That's ideal. This little bounce means he'll have an easy 9 ball, because the cue ball will come away from the rail.
Yes, and if he knocks in the 9 ball, that means he's won 8 of the last 9 racks.
He's always going to go over near the side. What a chance this is now.
It's looking really good for Johann Chua, looking increasingly good for Jason Shaw, defending champion, now 7-4 up on Edward Koyonjian. Kopin Yi getting back within striking distance of David Al-Qaedi. Al-Qaedi's lead only 5-4. James Arenas 6-4 on Claudio Caci. But it looks as though the first result of the day will be booked by Chua.
One good shot, get up table for the 8 ball. Any angle will do. You could not put this better with your hand, with ball in hand. A little bit of spin coming onto the long rail for an easy 9 ball. And in the end, Phil, he got stronger and stronger as the match went on.
He most certainly did. Johann Chua coming through very convincingly indeed. One has to say that Jeffrey Ignacio will be dejected, crestfallen by that performance, and of course by that result.